Hello, my name is Nicole Cardoza, and I am so excited to practice with you today in honor of this earth. First, I'd like to acknowledge that this practice is coming to you from the land of the Lenape peoples, both past and present, that has stewarded this land for generations. They call us into continued inquiry of how we can be better stewards of the land, now and generations to come. Let's take a moment to arrive here in acknowledgement of the land that you sit on right now. Find a comfortable position wherever you are. Let go of the last fidgeting and tensions and allow yourself to find stillness here. Stillness in the body. Allowing your muscles to release any tension and feel the earth meeting you where you are right now. Feel the power and the strength of your ancestors calling to you from the earth beneath you. And connect with your breath. Notice how it flows in and out through the body. Without judgment, without change. Just allowing yourself to tune in to the rhythm of your breath, your anchor in the presence. Connect to the breath, the oxygen that's moving in and out of your body and all beings on this planet. How it's powered beings throughout time. And how it connects us to the sacredness of the time we spend here on this planet. Exhale all the air out of your mouth. Take a long, rich inhale in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. Again, a long, full breath in and out through the mouth. On your next inhale, draw your arms up and breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the nose and gently twist to one side. Inhale, arms up, breathe in through the nose. Exhale to the other side. Beautiful. Again, lift up and exhale, breathe out through the nose. And then inhale up. And then gentle exhale out. This time, one more full breath in through the nose. Reach your arms up to either side. Exhale, bring the arms out down in front of you. And then move on your mat into a cat-cow, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, your wrists underneath your hips. We'll start moving gently, just taking a couple of deep breaths. We inhale, our belly goes low, our chin lifts slightly. We exhale, we draw our belly in towards the spine, our chin in towards our chest, and allow our shoulders to round up. Inhale for cow pose, bringing the belly down low. And then exhale, curl your spine up like a cat. Beautiful. Do this on your own. We're just anchoring ourselves in our body and our breath, moving them together as one unifying practice. And as you do this, you may notice that you want to kind of wiggle around in this a little bit, add some fluidity, maybe bringing the hips from side to side, or rolling around the shoulders. And that's cool. Make this yours. You may notice you want to start shifting the neck, bringing one ear to one shoulder and then to the other. Whatever feels right. Acknowledge whatever's working through your body right now with your breath. Draw the breath in with the belly being large, and exhale, let it release. If it feels nice for you, you might want to turn the hands around so that the fingers are pointing in the same direction as the toes, or maybe out towards the side if that feels a little intense. And as you continue to move and breathe, you can offer this nice gentle stretch to the wrists, the insides of the arms. Beautiful. On your next inhale, bring them back to center. Fingers pointing forward. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On your next inhale, find a neutral tabletop position and inhale your back left leg behind you. Stretch through the crown of the head, lift through the heel, as if there's one long line moving in both directions between the two. This might be like a great balancing practice for you. If you want to add in a little bit, extend your right arm out in front of you. Draw the elbow towards the right ear, lift all the way through the fingers. Take a big breath in and lift each limb a little bit higher. Exhale, release. Beautiful. We'll repeat on the other side, starting with our right leg out behind us. Find some stability here, pressing both palms into the ground, keeping your shoulders right above your wrist, drawing that heel back. And if it feels good for you, extend out that left arm. Now lift through the tops of the fingers, the crown of the head, in the back of the heel. Take a big breath in, exhale, release. Beautiful. Walk your hands one handprint out in front of you, tuck your toes, bring yourself up and back into downward facing dog. This might be your first downward facing dog of the day, the week, the month, the year, or maybe just this practice. Allow it to be a fluid downward dog, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe wiggling the hips from side to side. If you notice some tension in the hamstrings, bend your knees a little bit more and draw your hips up and back. Good. As you do so, try to keep your belly in towards your spine. Beautiful. And allow your head to hang nice and heavy. When you find a good position, offer some stillness there. Take a big breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. Another big breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Once more, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Seal your lips. Continue those deep breaths in and out through the nose. On our next inhale, we'll bend our knees and look forward. And exhale, walk gently towards the top of our mat. To find ourselves into forward fold. I'll face you to show how I do my forward fold. I walk my feet out a little bit wider than my hips. And I bend my knees a little, which allows my whole top half of my body to just kind of gently float down towards the ground. You can play with some variations here, grabbing opposite elbow and opposite hand, which adds some more targeted weight to your release. Allow yourself to lay soft and heavy in gratitude and acknowledgement of the earth that supports us each and every day. If you have your arms holding onto your elbows, switch the interlacing now, just to even that out. Exhale all the air out. Gently place your palms onto the ground, maybe placing your left palm first, and then extend your right arm out towards the sky, bending that left knee. And then bring both of your hands back down and switch, placing your right hand, bending your right knee, and stretching the left arm up towards the sky. And then back to center. Walk your feet to there underneath your hips if that feels good for you. Bend your knees and gently roll yourself up to stand. When we're here, we'll take a moment just to pause, one hand on our belly, one hand on our heart, to acknowledge ourselves here. Feel all four corners of the feet on the ground. Take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allow it to soften the shoulders, the jaw. And on your next inhale, draw both of your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, heart reaches forward. And on your exhale, plant your palms and bring yourself back into plank pose. Take a big breath in and lift through the shoulders. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes, and on your inhale, drive your chest forward and up, pressing into the palms for upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, bend the knees, and press yourself back into downward facing dog. Beautiful. You can do a variation of that flow, however feels right for you. We'll repeat it in just a moment. But find your downward dog here with intention. Notice how it feels to press the palms firmly into the mat, draw the hips up and back, and allow those heels to kind of just start kissing down onto the mat. You feel all your feet firmly planted onto the ground, just nudge them back a little bit so your heels have a little bit more room to breathe, which gives your hips a bit more space to wiggle up towards the sky. Take one more big breath in here. Exhale, release. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, heart reaches forward. Exhale, release. Again, inhale, draw your body all the way up, lift up all the way to the top of the head, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms and step back to your plank. Inhale, draw your body up. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, upward. This is a cobra or an upward facing dog if that feels right for you. Exhale, tuck your toes and move back into downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a big breath in through the nose and out. Another big breath in and out. Bend your knees, draw your hips up and back, and then settle back in with an exhale. Nod your head from side to side, release the tension in the back of the neck. And then on your next inhale, draw your right leg up and back behind you, stretching through the heel. Exhale, bring that knee in between your hands. Bring the foot down in between your hands. Untuck the back toes and untuck the back knee. Inhale, draw your arms up into a low lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a couple of breaths here. As you do, notice if you can draw your belly in towards the spine and your shoulders up and back. Lift through the crown of the head. And you can draw your right hip back as you draw your left hip forward to find a little bit of stretch in that front hip flexor. If it feels right for you, you can even keep your arms up overhead or take your hands and place them right on your thigh. Whatever feels right. We're just going to take a moment to breathe here. Open up this hip. On your next exhale, bring your hands down on the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out to the side of your mat. Move into your lizard pose. And you have blocks. You can take blocks and put them underneath your hands or under your forearms. If it feels available to you, you can also just take your forearms and place them on the ground. As we're here, our goal is to keep the crown of the head lifted towards the front of the room. And breathe into the space that we're creating in the front part of this leg, right into our hip. Take a couple of full, sweet breaths. And then on your next exhale, tuck your back toes, lift the back knee off the ground, and drive that leg all the way back into three-legged dog. Take a big breath in Exhale, bring that foot back down. Beautiful. You can take a moment here to move through your flow or just remain in downward facing dog. Whatever you do, make sure that your breath is long and even. And we'll meet on our exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, draw your left leg up and back, reaching through the heel. Exhale, draw that knee in towards the chest, plant the foot right in between the hands, lower the right knee down and untuck the right back toes. Take a breath in and bring your arms up to either side. Exhale, hands to heart center. Looks beautiful. Take a moment here to settle yourself into your feet. Feel the front foot placing itself into the ground and ground down that back knee. If it feels right for you, you can keep your arms up to either side. If you need more stability, you can take your hands and place them on your thigh. You want to gently draw your left hip back as you allow your right hip to kind of float forward and down. Beautiful. Take another big breath in, draw the belly into the spine. Big breath out. On our next inhale, we'll take our hands and place them on the ground, and exhale, walk our foot out to the left side of our mat. Moving into our lizard pose. And when you're here, again, you can put some support underneath your hands. If you want to be a bit further away from the ground, which will decrease the intensity of the pose, you can also bring your forearms down to blocks or onto the mat itself to increase the intensity of the pose. But regardless of the intensity, know that if you're in this pose, you are allowing your hip to open. And there's no part of that pose that's better or worse. Just a different sensation. Take a couple more breaths here. When you're ready to transition, tuck your back toe, bring that left knee up, and then drive that front leg all the way back up behind you into three-legged dog. Breathe in and lift through the heel. Exhale, bring the foot back down. You can stay here, move through your flow, inhaling, bringing your body up to plank. Exhaling, lowering all the way to the mat. Inhaling up into a cobra pose or upward facing dog. Exhale, pressing back into downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a big breath in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. Another big breath in and let it out. On our next inhale, I want you to bend your knees and look forward. And on your exhale, you're going to move all the way into child's pose. We bring our hips to our heels, our forehead to the mat. In this one, I want you to outstretch your arms out in front of you, all the way as far as they can. Take a breath in here, tent your fingers so that just the tips of your fingers are the only thing touching the mat. And on your exhale, walk your hands out to the right side. You can even place your left hand on top of your right. And notice how this creates space in the left side body to breathe. So fill that with breath, fill that with air. And on your next exhale, walk your hands back to center. Inhale, walk those hands out just a little bit longer, and exhale, walk them over to the left side of the mat. Notice how much space is created in the right body, and breathe here. Allowing your inhale to create space between every rib. On your exhale, walk your hands back to center. Slowly roll yourself up to a seated position. And then take your feet and bring them out in front of you. So you're coming to sit with your legs out long. We're going to move actually into boat pose. You can do this in a bunch of different ways. The first thing I like to do is sit back onto my sit bones, bend my knees a little bit, and then place my toes on the ground. Good. You could stay here. This is already a great balancing pose. Just make sure that you're drawing your belly in towards your spine and lifting through the crown of the head. You can get quite a bit of a workout here. You can also take your hands and place them underneath your thighs to help you balance and take your toes off the ground. Beautiful. As you do that, keep your elbows tucked into either side of your body, draw the belly in, and lift through the chest and crown of the head. Beautiful. If you want to increase this with us, you can also drive your elbows in, your palms out to either side. As you do that, you notice that your legs are kind of free to go wherever they please. So that is up to you. You can start drawing your legs out in front of you, maybe pointing through the toes, maybe extending them all the way out. If you fall, don't worry, you can always bring yourself back and then try all over again. But let's do this a couple of times, noticing that if we trust the earth beneath us, there's so many ways that we can transform. So practice this for a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, cross your legs in front of you. Phew, good job, everybody. Take a moment to ground yourself. Just with a couple of deep breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Another in through the nose and out through the mouth. Once more. Your next exhale, find yourself onto the mat. Your back onto the ground. Your knees up in the air. Your feet planted firmly. We'll move into figure 4 position on our back. So we're going to start with our right leg. We're going to take our right ankle and place that on our left thigh. We'll allow our right knee to open up to the side of the room here. And this might feel like already a great stretch that's happening in your hip, maybe even in your glute. And you can stay here. If you want to increase the intensity of this position a little bit, you can draw this thigh, your left thigh, into your chest, just like we did in boat pose. You're going to take your hands and place them right underneath the base of it, and gently hug that thigh back in towards the chest. Good. As you do that, you still want to keep that right knee kind of out straight to the side. So if you see at any point that knee starts coming into your chin, like about to give you like a little punch there, then you want to definitely come back out of this before bringing the other thigh into the chest. Wherever you find yourself that feels comfortable and easeful, we're just going to add some breath here. That's all. Taking soft breaths, allowing our bodies to soften, allowing us to relieve any tension or strain that we're holding in our right hip. As you do this, notice where you can also let go in the parts of the body that are connecting with the earth. Notice if you can soften your head and feel the earth rise to meet it. Notice if you can release the shoulders and feel the earth rise to meet it. Notice if you can relax the back, the sides of the back, and meet the earth. And gently release yourself from this pose and transition into the other side. So bring both of your feet down for a moment to ground, and then bring the left ankle over the right knee, right below the knee actually, on the thigh. You don't want it to be stretching, putting too much tension on the knee itself. And then if it feels right for you, you can draw that right thigh in towards the chest in a gentle hug, gently guiding the left ankle towards you, keeping that left knee out towards the side, in line with the ankle. And send your breath to where it feels sticky. Allow your breath to help your body breathe through, kinds of uncertainty or worry. Your breath is your anchor and your sail, keeping you grounded in the present moment and giving you the oxygen that you need to move forward in whatever direction you choose. Allow your body to soften into the earth beneath you, to receive its loving wisdom. Now when you're ready, we'll gently transition out of this pose, uncrossing the ankle, bringing both of the feet onto the mat. We'll walk our feet out to the outer edges of our mat, wider than our hips. Bring our arms out to either side and gently windshield wiper our knees from side to side. Just a gentle, easeful opening or transition from that pose into our next. And then to find some stillness here, we'll move into Happy Baby. Happy Baby is a pose where we can look at the world, look at the things around us from a childlike state of wonder and joy. So you can hold the top toe, the front toe on either foot with your first two fingers. Draw your knees into the chest or out towards the side. And start playing here and noticing how it feels to maybe straighten one leg and then the other. Offering some playful movement in the body. Notice yourself rocking from side to side and how that feels to know that you can rock and have the earth underneath you, carrying you. How this earth has been here for you since you were a baby. And how it's our job to make sure it can be here for all the babies to come. Allow yourself a bit more playfulness here. Maybe even adding it into your face by smiling wide or sticking out your tongue. And then making mean faces or sad faces and labeling the muscles in our face to be a part of this practice in such a playful and fun way. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself one more squeeze. And then gently release into Savasana, or do nothing pose, as I like to call it. Our legs are long, our feet are flopped to either side. Our arms are out to either side. Our bodies are fully supported by the earth. And our bodies are also fully shielding the earth right now. Protecting it, holding it, hugging it. Allow yourself to soften here. Noticing where in the body you can relieve tension, perhaps in the toes, the soles of the feet and the ankles. Releasing the calves, the knees, and the thighs. Settling the hips more deeply into the ground. Allowing the stomach to soften. The sides of the spine to let go. Our torso, our lungs are soft and supple. Our shoulders are gentle and soft. Our arms, from the biceps to the elbows, to the triceps and the wrists, release. Our fingers let go. Our neck relaxes. Release your forearm, your forehead. Release your jaw. Notice how it feels to be connected to the earth. The weight of the oneness. You're welcome to stay in this pose for as long as you'd like. If you're ready to end class together, begin by wiggling the fingers and the toes. And then gently roll yourself onto one side. Perhaps waiting here for a moment, or for finding a comfortable seated position. We'll close this class by taking 3 breaths together as a community. So exhale all the air out. Take a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Second breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Last one, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Thank you for practicing with me and all the people that joined us, and most importantly, thank you for practicing in honor of this earth and all those that inhabit it. My name is Nicole Cardoza, and it was an honor to practice with you.